Hi folks, Daryl Legacy here, Instructional Designer at Hack. This video is going to give you a look at how screen readers deal with certain kinds of text and documents. That should help you better prepare your course and materials to work for these readers. If you've never used a screen reader before, this will give you a great look and listen to how they work and what pitfalls you need to avoid when making your course and materials. Screen reader programs identify and read text aloud for users with visual impairments or other challenges reading written text. There are dozens of options, but the most commonly used are JAWS and NVDA. Read and Write Gold is another popular option that many students use both for reading text aloud and also for writing. JAWS is the most expensive, with NVDA being free. Read and Write Gold is free to all Hack students. JAWS stands for Job Access with Speech and has to be installed on a computer running Windows, so it will not work on a tablet, a phone, or a Mac computer. NVDA stands for Non-Visual Desktop Access and is also only available for a Windows-based computer. You can also download and install it to a flash drive if you prefer. Macs actually come with their own reader built in called VoiceOver, which most Mac users choose. Read and Write Gold, on the other hand, is available both for Windows and Mac computers, and there are apps for Apple and Android tablets. JAWS and NVDA are similar to one another, with programs that allow you to tab or arrow through web pages and documents to have them read text aloud. They read text and numbers, as well as alt text attached to images. Read and Write Gold displays a toolbar that includes buttons for several different actions. Unlike JAWS and NVDA, Read and Write works based on where the mouse is hovered, making this an unlikely choice for fully blind users. Let's go into the View as Student role in D2L and get a sense of how these programs work. Here's what it looks and sounds like when JAWS reads a page in D2L.
Main region, accessibility test.html frame, main read tab, expand tab, actions for tab, accessibility test.html frame, accessibility test.html heading level 1. Blank. Here is text related to the heading above. Blank. Heading level 1 materials. Blank. Here is text related to the heading above. Blank. Heading level 2 more materials. Blank. Light minus colored text related to the sub minus heading above. Blank. Graphic image of a yellow smiley face with 2 thumbs up. Blank. Table with 3 columns and 3 rows. Number of athletes and fans, for each sport at Midwestern University, sports, athletes, fans, baseball, 313, 8,413, football, 493, 11313.
I'm using the arrow keys to move from one line of text to the next. This is one reason it's important to build a true table, which allows the screen reader to move from left to right within the rows, even though I'm pushing the down arrow. If you just typed text and used tab to make another column, the screen reader would read straight down and would either miss the information after the tabs, or would read each row all at once, like baseball 313, 8413, which could be confusing. You probably heard that it said blank when there were blank lines between. Both of these are things you can change in the settings of JAWS. So I could have it just read the entire page without me having to arrow through, and I can also tell it to ignore blank lines. Here's what it looks and sounds like when NVDA reads the same page. Just like with JAWS, I'll use the arrow keys to move from line to line.
Accessibility test.html frame heading level 1 materials. Here is text related to the heading above. Heading level 2 more materials. Light colored text related to the subheading above. Graphic image of a yellow smiley face with 2 thumbs up. Table with 3 rows and 3 columns. Caption number of athletes and fans. Caption for each sport at. Caption Midwestern University. Sports athletes fans row 1 column 1 sports. Column 2 athletes. Column 3 fans. Row 2 column 1 baseball. Column 2 313. Column 3 8413, Row 3 Column 1 Football, Column 2 493, Column 3 11313.
Unlike with JAWS, NVDA doesn't highlight the current line. That wouldn't matter to someone who's fully blind, obviously, though the highlighting in JAWS could be helpful to someone with reduced but still working vision. NVDA doesn't do as good a job with the caption for the table, but it does state column numbers in the table itself. This is another reason it's important to have an actual table and not just text with a border inserted. And here's Read and Write Gold with the same page.
Accessibility test. Materials. Here is text related to the heading above. Access more materials. Image of a light-colored text related to the subheading above. Image of a yellow smiley face with 2 thumbs up. Accessibility for each sport at. Number of athletes and fans. For each sport at. Midwestern University, sports, athletes, fans, sports. Baseball. 313. 8,413. Football. 493. 11,313.
Remember that with Read and Write, I have to hover with the mouse. Because of that, it's not nearly as precise as the others, and it also likely doesn't work well for someone who has no vision at all. Notice that all of the readers correctly read the alt text of the image. If you marked it as decorative, the screen readers would just skip over it completely and the user wouldn't even know there is an image. That's why you need to be careful not to mark images as decorative unless they truly provide no necessary information. If it was instead a complex image or graph that needed more description than could fit in the D2L alt text box, you could type it directly below the image and have the alt text say something like "more details below." Now let's look at JAWS reading a Word document.
Blank. Course name syllabus. Blank. Section 2 page 1 2 text columns. Heading level 1 instructor. Dr. Jane Smith. Blank. Heading level 1 phone. 555-3145. Blank. Heading level 1 email. Link jsmith@aol.com. Blank. Heading level 1 office location. Howard, 314. Blank. Heading level 1 office hours. Monday 9-10. Tuesday 1-3. Thursday 1-3. Blank. Heading level 1. Blank. Heading level 1. Text column 2. Here is the course description.
I built columns into my document so that it would read down instead of across the line. You can design your documents however you want, but you can easily check to see what happens when you use the arrow keys. This will help you ensure you have the headings and text in the correct order. Here's NVDA reading the same document.
Course name syllabus. Blank. Heading level 1 section 2 column 1 of 2 instructor. Dr. Jane Smith. Blank. Heading level 1 phone. 555-3145. Blank. Heading level 1 email. Link jsmith@aol.com. Out of link blank. Heading level 1 office location. Howard, 314. Blank. Heading level 1 office hours. Monday 9-10. Tuesday 1-3. Thursday 1-3.
It's pretty similar to how JAWS reads it. Neither does a great job with the range of hours under office hours, but the settings in the screen reader can be changed to either read the hyphen or not. Read and Write Gold with the same document.
Play. Course name syllabus. Play. Microsoft Word document. Sample. Instructor. Microsoft Word document. Sample. Jane Smith. Play. Microsoft reference. 555-3145. Play. Microsoft Word document. Reference. Play. Email. Play. Microsoft Word document. Play. jsmith@aol.com.
You'll notice that Read and Write requires me to push play for each line as I click. You can set it to just read the entire document all at once, though that might be too fast for most users. Arrowing through the lines doesn't play them, unlike JAWS and NVDA. But the important part is that all three screen readers correctly read the documents and got most of the text and headings right. One issue is using an image with text on it. While a sighted user can see the text and likely read it fine, a user with a visual disability will not hear anything from their screen reader unless thorough alt text was built in. Here is an image with text on it. Let's see what JAWS reads.
Tab, tab, next button, tab, evolution quote.html frame, blank.
How about NVDA?
Previous button, next. Reflect in ePortfolio button.
How about read and write?
Nothing in biology makes sense except in the light of evolution. BND and IUIAD and IRPM give AZ quotes.
Read and write allows you to draw a box with the mouse and have the program figure out the text. While that seems like a solution, remember that a visually impaired user won't know where to draw the box, or even that there is text to look for. That's why you need to be careful with scanned images as PDFs, or pictures that have text on them. Whenever possible, try to use Word documents or PDFs that you have saved from a Word document. Otherwise, you'll need alt text or a longer description directly below the image. That will help a visually impaired user get all the same information as a sighted user. I would encourage you to check your own materials with NVDA. You can get NVDA from their website, www.nvaccess.org/download. It's free, and you can sideload it from a flash drive, enabling you to use it without having to install on a computer. This makes it the best option if you want to be able to test your own materials for accessibility without having to pay or have it installed. It's also a good option for students who may need it in multiple classrooms on different computers if they aren't using their own laptop. This webpage has a great explanation of how to use NVDA to check your materials. webaim.org/articles/NVDA. I hope this gives you a new appreciation for some of the struggles visually impaired users can have with materials that aren't fully accessible. And if you're able to start checking your materials with NVDA or some other program, it may get you thinking about things in a new way. If you have questions about any of these programs or anything else related to D2L or accessibility, please contact me or someone else on the CDI team.